guys, welcome back to my channel and welcome back to another What I Eat in a Day. Today's What I Eat in a Day is gonna actually be a meatless Monday. I like to go meatless at least once a week. I usually try to aim for Monday just because it's like fun to do, you know, meatless Monday. Just to do one small part to kind of like limit my environmental impact on the world, and also to, it's kind of like fun because it forces you to challenge yourself, think up new meals and snacks and stuff in different ways. So that's what we're gonna be doing today. If you guys are new here, I actually do intermittent fasting. I fast for 16 hours and then I eat for 8. So you'll notice I don't start eating till much later in the day. I'm just like a nighttime person. So I like to push my eating window a little bit later in the day just because I'm more active at night. But I do allow myself 1 cup of coffee in the morning with a little bit of cream, which I'll show you guys here in a second. But I would love it if you would subscribe to my channel. Also too, please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. And also leave me a comment down below. Let me know what recipes you saw that you might want to try, or if you have any really good recipe suggestions as well. I'd love to hear it. And I'm actually really jonesing for my coffee, so let's go ahead and get into what I eat in a day. So it turns out today was actually a great day to do this video because I just got in a new shipment of pods in from Nespresso. We usually get the same ones every single time, and no surprise, I'm just going to go ahead and go for my favorite today, which is the Arpeggio, which I love. It's nice and strong and also really, really creamy. For the milk, you might remember this from my recent favorites video, but I just started adding in the Trader Joe's blueberry almond flavored beverage, and I still do use a little splash of my Natural Bliss vanilla creamer. I just do a splash of each in my milk frother, which we are obsessed with in this household, and whip it all up together, and it just makes my coffee taste so luxurious and also tastes pretty much almost identical to my favorite coffee, which is the Dunkin' Donuts blueberry coffee. Then once both are ready, I just obviously take the milk and pour it right into the coffee. You can apparently do some latte art when you have a milk frother, but clearly I still am figuring that out. Definitely need some practice, but what matters is that the coffee tastes amazing. And then of course I have to stay hydrated, so I grab my gallon water bottle that I am obsessed with and my coffee and head to my living room to go to work. Alright friends, so it is about 2 o'clock here, a little bit before 2. So I am finally getting around to eating. I was on like a meeting all day and stuff. Ooh, you're tilted. I had wanted to eat between 1 and 1:30, but we just went over. So I'm just getting around to eating lunch now. Usually I typically will wait to eat lunch until after I work out because I've been working out at home, but since my gym is open, I do plan to go to the gym a little bit later. So I'm gonna have to eat lunch now, or else I'm just gonna starve because it'll be too late by the time I get back from there. But also too, just wanted to let you guys know because I realized like I showed this in the last vlog, but I didn't address it. I started wearing blue light glasses. These are the highball Everscrolls from Movement. I just really like them because like they're nice and chunky, just very different than anything I've ever had. But I just feel like with me working from home, I've just been on the screen a lot more than usual. Like the time that I would have used to commute to work, I'm working instead. Like I'm working a lot more, and I just feel like between that and content creation, I'm just like really on the screen, and I could feel my eyes getting strained. So I finally got a pair. I'm really loving them. I do have a discount code with Movement for 15% off, which I will link down below. But anyways, let's go ahead and get into my lunch. For lunch today, I'm gonna be having a very high protein stacked Mediterranean toast. I've showed it on my vlogs before, but I haven't showed you guys like how I make it and what exactly I use. I was saving that for this video, so here it finally is. First thing that you need is some sourdough bread. I really love this type of like sourdough bread. It's kind of like is like a little circular ball or whatever. This one is the sourdough wheat bread from Trader Joe's. And then you also need some roasted garlic hummus. I really do prefer the Trader Joe's one. I got some from, sorry, Spartacus is drinking, but I got some from the grocery store, like a different brand, a little while ago, and I just, It's okay, but this is a lot better. And then also from Trader Joe's, if you can't tell, I am a Trader Joe's fiend. I also use the olive tapenade. They have two different ones. There's this one, which is a little bit chunkier. It's really, really good, really flavorful and nice and hearty. And I say that this one is definitely the better one for this dish. I got this one before when they ran out, and I actually do like this one, but I like this one more for just like dipping chips or crackers in. For some reason, I just feel like this one doesn't work as well on this toast as the other one does. And then you'll also need some tomatoes. I prefer the Marzano tomatoes. I don't know, I just feel like they're a little bit sweeter, which is what I like. You'll also need some crumbled feta. I've addressed this before. I prefer fat-free feta for some reason, just because I feel like it's just a little drier, a little bit more crumbly. So that's why you can definitely use regular feta if you prefer. And then just a little disclaimer that I realized I should have said in the beginning, this is a vegetarian what I eat in a day, not a vegan one, because obviously I am eating cheese today. But if you guys want to make it vegan, you can find a vegan feta substitute, or you can just skip the feta if you'd like. And then I'm also going to be using some parsley, black pepper, and then some olive oil on top. And then on the side, I just wanted to indulge a little bit. I'm going to be having some of these. These are the Trader Joe's organic white truffle potato chips. They're really, really good. So I'm just going to put this like in a little small bowl to go next to it, just to kind of like control the portion. So first things first, I'm gonna toast the bread. I have this weird thing where I prefer to use my George Foreman grill instead of my actual toaster, just because I like the grill marks. I just feel like it makes it feel a little bit fancier, kind of like you're having your toast from a bistro. And then the only real prep that I have to do for this toast is just slice up the tomatoes. I just like to do it in ringlets, kind of do it a little bit thin so that there's a lot of tomatoes to cover the entire piece of bread. And then easy enough, once the bread is toasted, I'm just gonna layer on all of my ingredients, starting with the hummus, which I don't know what kind of vacuum seal they use at Trader Joe's, but honestly, that thing could like plug up a boat because it's always so hard to get the film off of their containers. But then after the hummus, I do the tomatoes, a ton of olive tapenade because I really, really love olives. If you're new here, just an FYI, if you've been here, that's definitely old news. And then I top it off with my feta, a little bit of olive oil, just a nice light drizzle, and then some black pepper and some parsley. And I love this toast just because it's so perfect for a quick, easy, light lunch. It's very filling, it's packed with protein, but it's not gonna make you overly full. And it's actually inspired by a toast that they have at Phil's Coffee. It's kind of like seasonal when they have that. If they have the ingredients, they'll make it for you if you want to ask for it. The only difference is that I add the olives and then also the olive oil and black pepper. Then, like I mentioned earlier, I'm gonna have a little small side of my white truffle potato chips. I'm doing a very small container, again, just to portion it out, also because I was eating a few of them while I was making this. And for my drink, I'm gonna have one of the poppy drinks. This is the raspberry rosé flavor, and I am obsessed with these. Hey guys, so I just got back from the gym. It's about 6:30 or so. It's a little bit before 6:30 and I'm starving. I need to make myself a snack. Like I mentioned earlier, I do have a later eating schedule, so I probably won't actually eat dinner until about 8:30 or so. So I need a snack for right now just to replenish me a little bit. But I'm getting started on dinner right now and I wanted to show you guys how I prep out my tofu. I have some firm tofu right here. This is just the one from Trader Joe's. I don't have a preference on where I get my tofu from. I just want only firm or extra firm tofu. So I'm gonna go ahead and drain it. And then I'll go ahead and get this working. So first things first, I have out just a tray here. I'm gonna go ahead and lay down a dishcloth. And unfortunately, I do need a lot of paper towels for this, but I only prepped this once, so please don't judge me too hard. So I'm gonna lay down a couple of layers of paper towels. I'm actually hoping I only need the one strip for right now, but we'll see how this goes. So I'm basically just gonna slice my tofu up into strips. You guys will see it in just a second here. Hoping I can get them all to fit on the one paper towel, but we'll see. So just gonna lay them all down here. I think I will need a second one. I was hoping to avoid that. Or actually, yeah, I do need a second one. Okay. Get them all in there. And then I need to do another layer here. Maybe I'll just do one. Perfect. I'm gonna press it down on my own, see how much moisture I can get out of it. And then place a second washcloth just right over top. Then taking our cast iron skillet, just gonna put it right over top and let it just press out all of the water, juices, whatever you wanna call it. So just gonna let that sit here. I might actually even weigh it down even more. I'm gonna borrow the kids' food really quick and just weigh this down. And that's all just gonna sit here for about 2 hours. Then when I'm done, I have some tofu that has been drained correctly and is ready to go to fry up so it gets like nice and crispy and perfect. Okay, then for a quick little post-gym pre-dinner snack, I'm gonna make myself a little snack plate that I've been loving. If you've been following me on stories, you've already seen this, but I'm gonna show you guys how I formally put it together here on this video. First things first is an apple. I prefer Honeycrisp apples. I know that they're kind of expensive, but especially in the fall, I like to splurge. And then also too, actually, if you get them at Trader Joe's, they are pretty affordable. I will say though, the ones at the grocery store are smaller, so this is a grocery store one. Here's a Trader Joe's one. Like, look at the difference in size. But since I'm gonna have dinner in a couple of hours, I'm just gonna go for the smaller one. Then I'm gonna have these multi-grain pita bite crackers. This has whole wheat and flax seeds from Trader Joe's. Is that a shock? Probably not. And then again, Trader Joe's, some unexpected cheddar. So to assemble this snack plate, the first thing that I do is peel the apple. I have this weird thing. I actually don't like the skin on most fruits. My grandma used to peel the skin on all of my fruits, so it's just this thing now where I don't like the skin on fruit, including grapes, which I know is crazy, but yes, I peel my grapes. But anyways, after I peel my apple, I just cut it up into some slices, and then really easy, I just add the crackers, and then I just cut up pieces or shave off pieces of the unexpected cheddar, just enough for the crackers. And the snack plate has been my favorite just because it feels so fancy. Something about making your snacks like into a meal just makes it feel like an experience and feels like a mini little cheese board. Then along with my snack plate, I'm gonna have a little kombucha. You guys know how much I love this, again, from Trader Joe's because I have a problem, but this is their strawberry lemonade kombucha. It is exclusive to Trader Joe's and it's like one of my favorite flavors. Just like, it's a gem. It's so good, so delicious. So cheers. Now it's time for dinner. I have the oven preheating and I think the tofu is pretty drained. There you go, everything, yeah, super firm, super dry. Perfect, so these are gonna fry up so nicely. For this meal, I'm gonna do some roasted Brussels sprouts, and then I'm gonna go ahead and try this white rice. If you guys saw, I think it was like 2 vlogs back, I got this from Sprouts and I've been wanting to try it, so I thought tonight would be the perfect opportunity. This is actually rice that's made from vegetables, and then this is the garlic herb flavor. So I just need to slice up all the Brussels sprouts. The oven is already preheated, and then also get some water boiling for the white rice. For the white rice, you just need 1 1/3 cup of water, bring it to a boil. So while I'm waiting for that, I'm gonna go ahead and prep out the Brussels sprouts. I'm just cutting off the ends just because they're a little dry. I do prefer to cut them off. I'm sure you don't have to, but that's just my preference. And then I'm also gonna slice them in half because I just feel like that's the best when you roast them. For the white rice, once the water is boiling, you just pour the whole packet in, then move it immediately off of the heat and cover it up and let it sit for about 12 minutes. Really, really easy to put together, so I'm really liking it. For the Brussels sprouts, like I mentioned earlier, I am just gonna roast them, so I'm just putting them on this baking sheet really quick. Then I'm gonna go ahead and top it off with some olive oil, some garlic, salt, and pepper as well, and roast it in the oven. I put it in the broiler on high, and I just kind of left it there. I didn't really time it just because I'm very used to cooking Brussels sprouts and roasting Brussels sprouts, so I just kind of kept checking back on it. After 10 minutes, I'd check back in like 3 to 5 minute intervals until I felt like it was good. Moving on to the tofu, I'm making this really simple. I just grabbed as many as I felt like I was going to eat that night and then cut all of these strips in half. For seasoning it, I used garlic salt, black pepper, and then a little bit of baking soda. That's something that I learned from watching Tara Michelle. I saw her put baking soda on her fried tofu, and I realized that it actually makes the tofu really, really crispy and come out to a really good, beautiful kind of golden color. To control the fat in this meal, I just sprayed the avocado oil onto the pan. I like to do that sometimes, that way I can control my intake a little bit more because I have been known to do a little bit too much. I can definitely go overboard, so this is a nice way to kind of keep myself in check. And then I just placed down all the tofu onto the pan, seasoned up the other side, and then basically I just keep checking back every few minutes to see how the tofu's doing. I like it to be a nice, good golden kind of a color with a little bit of a good crust because I want a little bit of crispness to my fried tofu, but you can kind of keep checking back and do it to your liking. Once the white rice has been sitting in the water for about 12 minutes and it's absorbed everything, you just go in with a fork and fluff it all up. Then just put the top back on and let it sit until you're ready to eat and serve. Once everything's done, just go ahead and plate it up. And I really love this meal because it's a different way to eat tofu. I usually cook it in some kind of Asian sauce or some kind of Asian way. So I kind of like this because it's a different take on the tofu flavor. And then for the white rice, I highly recommend. I couldn't even tell that it wasn't actually rice, that it was made out of vegetables. It was incredible. The flavor on this one is so good. Trevor absolutely loved it as well. And just all around 10 out of 10. If you go to Sprouts, grab yourself a bag of it because you will not be disappointed. Then after dinner, I went for a little dessert. I've been loving these Yaso mint chocolate crunch bars. They are so amazing. I talked about these in my recent favorites video. I'm obsessed with them. It's basically like a Nestle crunch bar. It's got the chocolate coating with the crunchies on the outside, but the inside is actually Greek yogurt, so it has a little bit of protein and less sugar than regular ice cream. And honestly, I don't even notice a difference. It truly tastes exactly like a mint crunch ice cream. But that was it for this What I Eat in a Day. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Again, please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys again in my next video. Bye.